Ever wonder how a gripping story jumps off the page and lands on the biggest stage in Hollywood? Well, the 2025 Oscar proved that some of the most powerful films this year actually begin as books. Yep, the kind you might already have on your shelf or you should have. Hey everyone, welcome back to Read Travers, where we connect the dots between books and the world they inspire. If you love books, films, and everything in between, you are in the right place. And I am Shivangi, your own charioteer and a literature lover who can guide you to the best books. Okay, today we are diving into books that inspire the 2025 Oscars, from political thrillers to emotionally charged historical fiction and even a little robot laugh. Trust me, it will make sense in a bit. So grab a cup of chai, coffee, or let's go from the bookshelf to the big screen. You know, books have the power to transport readers to different worlds, introduce them to diverse perspectives, and inspire us to think differently about the world around us. This year's Oscars highlighted that stories don't just stay on pages, they evolve, adapt, and move people on screen too. The enduring legacy of literature continues to shape cinema, and the success of this adaptation shows that Hollywood is now flipping through novels more than ever before. So, which books made it to the Oscar spotlight in 2025? Let's go and find out. Let's start with a surprise contender, Conclave, based on Robert Harris's political thriller. The film snagged a Best Adapted Screenplay nomination and was even the Best Picture conversation. It's all about secretive election of a new pope. Sounds dry. Oh, no. It's a Vatican drama. Manipulation, secrets, betrayal. Think the West Wing, but with the cardinal in robes. Fun fact, the screenwriter Peter Strogin, who also adapted Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, called this story beautiful, and honestly, the book gives you even more. Power plays, inner conflicts, and moral dilemmas in a locked door setting. Why you should read it? It's a tightly woven smart thriller that shows how real power isn't always loud, and how faith and politics collide in the most unexpected ways. Next up, The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead, a book that already won a Pulitzer Prize, and now the adaptation just earned Oscar nomination for Best Picture and Best Adapted Screenplay. This story follows two black boys at a brutal reform school in 1960s Florida. It based on real events at the infamous Desire School, which was exposed for decades of abuse and cover-ups. The film didn't just adapt the story, it honored the silence of real survivors and gave a hauntingly honest portrayal of racial injustice, hope, and resilience. Why it's a worth reading? Because Whitehead's prose is spare but devastating. It's one of those stories you read slowly and it stays with you. Who's ready to defy gravity? Wicked flew its way into the Oscar this year, and yes, it's based on a book, Gregory Maguire's Wicked: The Life and Times of the West. The Life and the Times of the Wicked Witch of the West flips the Wizard of Oz tale and turns Elphaba into a misunderstood activist. This adaptation leaned into complex themes: identity, propaganda, injustice, while still dazzling with music and visuals. But the book, it dives even deeper. What you will learn from it? That not every villain is evil, and sometimes the system just paints them that way. It's a beautiful, dark, morally grey reimagining. You knew this one had to be there. Dune Part 2. Based on a Frank Herbert's Dune, the original epic space opera. The 2025 Oscars showered this film with love, from technical categories to the best picture notes. And if you think the movie was dense, just wait until you read the book. Politics, ecology, colonialism, religion. It's a Game of Thrones on a desert planet with the giant sandworms. Why I really love it? The way Herbert built entire civilization and questioned the role of Masihas and power. It's a brain food for sci-fi lovers. Okay, now just let's lighten the mood. This year's Best Animated Feature nominee, The Wild Robot, is based on Peter Brown's heartwarming children's novel. Rose is a robot who wakes up on a remote island and learns to survive by befriending with animals and slowly becoming more like a human. It's a kid book, but it also a surprisingly deep reflection on empathy, adaptation, and community. First, when I read this book, all I'm thinking about is the Jungle Book because both share the same thematic similarities. Why you should give it a shot? Because it's gentle, hopeful, and totally charming, even if you are a full grown adult with trust issues. Last but not least, a complete unknown, the biopic about Bob Dylan is based on Dylan Goes Electric by Eliza Wald. It explores the moment Dylan went electric at the 1965 Newport Folk Festival, which back then was a big deal. Fans were furious. The book is a part biography, part culture criticism, unpacking how one music choice reshaped American music forever. Why it's fascinating. It's not just for Dylan fans, it's about artistic rebellion, breaking tradition and standing your ground. You know, the success of this literary inspired film points to a growing trend in Hollywood where filmmakers are increasingly looking to books for inspiration. With so many brilliant stories yet to be adapted, the future of cinema is deeply intertwined with the literary world. Books transcend mediums, whether they make you cry, think, laugh, or scream. I knew it. I knew it. They shape culture, and now more than ever, they are shaping film. As audience continue to seek stories that reflect their values and experiences, books will remain at the heart of cinematic storytelling. If you enjoyed this video and want more book to film deep dives, mini reviews, and fun reading polls, come hang out with me on Instagram and my other socials. I post bonus content there and we nerd out on stories way more often. Links in the description. Let's be bookish friends beyond YouTube. And hey, drop your favorite Oscar inspired read in the comments below. I would love to hear what hit you the hardest. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more bookish content. Until next time, happy reading and maybe rewatching too. Bye bye.